Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Straightforward Farming Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Reed, and this is long overdue. It's been like a month and a half since we've released a podcast. Nick is not able to be with us this evening, but he will be here in the fabulous studio tomorrow, and we're going to do a whole bunch of recording, get stuff racked and stacked. But tonight I've got 3 guests with me, and we're going to muddle through this thing, and we have no idea how this is going to turn out. It may be an absolute shit show. I don't know. But at least we can edit it.
It will be.
Exactly. Yeah. So first off, we've got Mr. Nathan Cushman, Bullets and Mullets, been on this podcast 2-3 times already. So he's here with us. We got his buddy Nate. He don't live very far from us either.
Liberal Nate. Everybody.
Liberal, okay. Liberal Nate.
Thanks for that, fellas.
Yep. Works on the Joe Biden.
Well done.
Yeah.
Born on me.
Yeah. And then we got their other buddy, Ozzy. Now, the unique thing on these 3 guys is they are humongous coyote hunters. You guys just like rack and stack these bastards all night long. Is that a fair assessment? Or does one of you guys do all the shooting and the other guys just get a little bit of the clout with it? Or how does this work?
Well, we all got our role. I mean, we got
I'm pretty well the best there is.
right. Okay. I mean, we got Cushman. He kills them out there where we can't hardly see him. And just
gotcha. Okay.
Ozzy typically pushes the buttons on the call.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good button pusher, I reckon.
Good button
Gotcha.
pusher.
Okay, so to set this up for the people, you're not using dogs, nothing like that. You're calling them. Now, we can't give away the secrets. I'm going to clarify this right now. So if they cut me off mid-sentence here, that's because they're the masters. You guys don't know shit. They're not going to give away their secrets. We're going to get that out in the open right now. That's just the way this works. So you're not using calls. You're not baiting them.
No, we call.
Or I'm sorry, you're using calls. You're not using dogs.
No dogs. Yeah.
But you're not baiting them, anything like that. You're just
Nope.
calling them in.
And one thing we should throw in there is thermal optics is kind of the big kicker. We don't do a whole lot of day hunting.
99% night-hunters. We don't. If we're hunting a big 2-day competition, we usually may make a stand or 2 of a morning when we get back in, or it gets daylight, and then sleep during the day. We're not as good as these day callers are. So
Gotcha. Okay, so I don't coyote hunt. Never have really done it much at all. So when I find a spot where I'm going to go, how long do I give it once I get there? I get out, I get set up, start hitting the call. Do I wait 30 minutes? Do I wait an hour? How long are we doing this? Like nothing comes in.
10 to 30 minutes.
10 to 30 minutes. Okay.
It just all depends. Yeah.
Sure. Yep. Makes sense. I mean, you got variables: wind, rain,
pressure.
Yeah.
If they come in, they're dead within the first minute or 2. That's perfect. Throw them in the back of the truck.
Move on.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
And you mentioned baiting to kill any rumors that, I mean, we hear it all, but we don't shoot any dogs off bait piles during tournaments. I mean, we've heard it through the grapevine.
I think you could probably say we don't shoot any coyotes off bait piles, period.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But through the grapevine, we've always heard, these guys set up bait piles all over, say, Shelby County and sit over them some bitches and just shoot shit out of dogs. So.
Yeah, which my thing, and I don't know much, but it's not like a bait pile. I'm not saying you couldn't do this under certain circumstances, but it takes them a while to find the bait. You don't just dump it out and by the time you're back to the truck, they're there at the pile.
They don't like bed next to it and just stand up and start eating again.
That's like a 3 or 4 day process. Usually they'll find it and scope it out.
Well, they hang out there 3-5 minutes maybe, and then they're gone.
Right. It wouldn't be efficient. So,
so
you're listening. That's not the way to kill big numbers.
So you're not driving 30 miles away and just so happen to have some bait in the back of the truck and you throw it out. It don't work that way.
Absolutely not. I wish it did. I might try it, but.
Now, do you guys care to tell what guns you're shooting? No. All that good stuff?
I shoot a bolt gun. I run a 25-06, and I shoot 90 grain Sierra Blitz Kings out of it about 3,600 feet a second, 3620.
What's the longest kill you've ever had with it?
I think we shot one the other night at 6-something.
Yeah.
Told me 620. What's they're lying?
620.
620.
Really fucking far.
And that's
I have a half a mile.
Yards or meters?
Yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Nate, what about you?
I shoot a 243 AR-10. F4 Defense makes it. I'm not much on the long-range game. I'm more into the running dogs. That's always kind of been my deal. Me and Kush started hunting together 4 or 5 years ago and made a good team that way. He can shoot the long ones. I can shoot the runners. And
And then where do you fall in the mix, Ozzy?
I usually sit in the truck, jack off.
Nice. So you are the one who gets the clout.
No, I shoot an F4 defense, also 243. Not into the long range game like old Cush Daddy over there.
Yep. So how does this work? If you start calling them, you got 3, 4, 5 coyotes coming in. Is everybody set up? And it's like the damn Captain Phillips where everybody's waiting to go on green, so it's a simultaneous shot, basically.
It's fucking.
It can be a clusterfuck.
I would think.
A lot of times they don't cooperate. You get 2 stand still and 3 moving. You know,
right.
I mean, if you're standing in a line, the guy on the left's going to take the left coyote. Guy,
sure.
You know,
get them to stop.
Trying to get 3 to stop at the same time is a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Do some countdown, and we've tried different
methods on shooting.
And I assume the way you guys are doing this, I mean, sure, you always want your target to come in as close as you can, but at some point in time, you probably try to stop them a little bit, don't you, just so they're not clear up on you and you spook them.
If they're too close and, you can't see them in the scope, you only have so much field of view with your scope, so...
Yep.
100 to 150 is about perfect.
Gotcha.
I'd take a 250-yard shot any day over a 75-yard trotting shot,
Yep.
I mean, a lot of guys let them get too close, but...
Sure.
Me and Ozzy have fought over that many times.
Yeah, I'm more of a close man myself.
Ozzy's, if you can't tell, he's not into walking a whole lot. So the closer the better.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Or find some fit buddies like I got.
So
I catch zero shit about not dragging dogs.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Usually when we're hunting together, Ozzy, he has a nice
Hey,
rig
when you're as
set
good
up.
at push of buttons as I am on that electronic call,
Yep.
You gotta give respect.
you don't have to drag dogs.
Right. We always said, hell, I call them in, boys, go get them.
Yeah.
That's right.
So over the years, I've seen on some of your different social media stuff, there's been several instances where you have had 2 kills with 1 shot, right? Or I'm not going to say several, but it's happened.
I've done it twice. Yeah.
Right.
I've only done it with foxes.
I'm going to say it's more luck than anything, but the first time for sure, they were both moving when I shot. The second time, I guess I let them line up and thought in my head, this would be pretty sweet if it killed them both, and it did. But
easy, Tony.
Yeah.
Nate's head's going to get so big, it won't get out the door. Don't pet his mullet. You pet his mullet, his fucking head is going to explode.
So, do you guys see, is this kind of a young man's game? You guys see any younger guys getting into it?
No,
There's a little bit of everybody.
I mean, everybody's getting into it. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that wants to get into it.
Is that
it's tougher than it looks on social media, I'll put it that way.
Is that because with thermal and stuff that's come along now that it's easier for guys to actually do? I mean, I'm not saying it took the sport out of it, but it made it...
Thermal's getting cheaper.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
5 years ago, you couldn't buy a $3,000 thermal. Now that's 3 to 5 is pretty common.
Okay.
Makes
sense.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of guys just want a thermal to have a thermal because they're cool as shit.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, that aren't going to get serious about it as we are.
Yep.
Yeah, if somebody hasn't looked through thermal, but any time you do, they're like, okay, I want this.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet
and
shit.
Help me out here. Thermal will go through glass, but night vision won't, or is it the other way around?
No, thermal won't go through glass.
Thermal won't go through glass.
I don't know if night vision will or not.
I think night vision
will. Yeah.
Yeah, thermal won't. Yeah.
But what is weird is thermal will look through a mirror.
Yep.
That's kind of fucking weird.
Really?
I just seen a post on the internet. There was a dude looking at a deer, and you could see the deer's reflection in the pond.
Yeah,
it was also
seen that.
thermal.
Yeah.
So
no kidding.
I'm not smart enough to tell you how everything works, but it's pretty badass. So.
Pretty sick.
That is.
But I've used my spotter to go help guys track deer, and they're like, "Let me look through that." And you hand it to them, like, "Holy shit! Are those coons out there in the field?" I'm like, "No, those are field mice." Yeah. Holy shit! It just blows their mind that you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably even hard to explain to somebody that's never even looked through thermal. Like,
it's like flipping the lights.
It is.
Yeah. Right. And so my brother's got a thermal scope, and then of course Kevin that I work for has got different stuff like that. And I know the local guys around here that when you look through their scopes of a night, all these deer hunters bitch about, these deer populations are down and this and that. Every time I've looked through a thermal scope, I see shitloads of deer.
Yeah, there's even more coons. Anybody bitching about fucking killing 1,000 coons in a weekend?
Yeah.
There's even more of them. So
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But it is amazing when you put something like that up to your eye of a night, just what is going on out there.
To life. I mean,
yeah.
And how relaxed everything is too. It's a whole different world at nighttime.
It's always confusing when you're out at night and just wondering, like some of these cars you see at 2 and 3 a.m. out in the middle of nowhere, like, what are they doing?
Right.
They're not coyote hunting like we are. What the hell are you doing out
Right.
here? But you can see all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
Some
I would
shit
think you
we're
would.
not going to talk about what we've seen on here, but we've seen some stuff.
We watched a couple guys, we assumed poach a deer one night.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're calling coyotes, and
Literally.
we hear a gunshot, probably, I don't know, I'm going to say a half mile away. And we see two guys walking up over a hill, and then a mini truck pulls in. They hop in the back of it and take off. I'm like, maybe they're coyote hunting too. I assume
It sounds like a rifle.
I assume somebody just got a nice buck.
And they had no clue you were even there.
Oh hell no, they had no idea what I was there. No.
I seen one time in the back of somebody's yard, a guy fucking a dog. No, I'm just kidding.
You've never been to Nate's house, so we knew that was like.
Did you have a fucking mirror in your house?
That's terrible.
So where all have you guys hunted? I mean, what all states? I mean, are you fairly local? You branch out? What do we do?
We used to be local. We've branched out a lot here lately.
Yeah, me and Nate's went to Georgia and hunted a couple times. We've all been to Kansas.
We went to Texas 3 years
We've been
ago.
to Texas.
I'm in Nebraska.
Ozzy just got back
last
from
3 years,
Nebraska. Yeah.
I'll be damned. When you get out there, is it
Iowa.
sort of like the deer? You know, they always, talk about Illinois and the huge deer, and then you get to Georgia. A big deer in Georgia is nothing in Illinois. Is coyotes and stuff the same way, or does it matter?
Man, I don't know. They seem fluffier out west, but I don't know the body size are any bigger.
Yeah.
I think we got some of the bigger body size dogs.
Yeah, I was expecting when we went to Texas kill some real small mangy shit, but we killed some decent sized dogs in Texas.
What's a big coyote around here weigh? I wouldn't have a clue.
Biggest one I've ever killed was
40 pounds
30,
is a good
30 to
yeah.
35 average. I've killed one that was 52 5 years ago, but I think people knock them out faster than they used to.
I wouldn't have a clue what a coyote weighed.
My biggest was 47.3.
That's like them's big dogs.
Yeah,
Because we always
A good to win like a big dog, the big dog contest like in a competition. Normally a 42, 43.
Really?
if you're over 40,
90%
you're
of
probably
the
in it.
time is going to win it.
Yeah.
Because we always wondered, like, me and Cushman used to hunt against Ozzy a lot before we all became friends.
They got
here.
their ass beat all the time.
Bullshit. You can't beat them, join them. I don't know which way that goes, but
I do.
This wasn't going towards that, but it can if you want. What I was going to say was we always figured Ozzy, where he lives, river country, would have bigger coyotes than we do.
Yeah, he really
when
does.
we're out, and he doesn't.
yeah.
I'd say we got bigger dogs.
But
here.
we've
But
been in some.
we also killed more, right?
You've had your instances, bud.
It's kind of like women, quality over quantity. But
That's not how I roll.
But we've been to some competitions where you roll up with a 40-pound dog and think you have big dog one. And last year at Taylorville,
Some
guy had a big barrel chest. It looked like a damn German Shepherd.
he came in with 3 dogs. Didn't know who he was, but just a monster. Had to be a 50-pound dog. I don't know. I don't remember what it weighed, but
Yeah,
it's
but I mean, you think a 50-pound dog
Oh, yeah.
that's just and then turn into a wild killed machine. So
50-pound dogs is what the guys post on Facebook say they're wolves when they're not. They're just a big ass coyote.
Yeah.
But
So, is the competition, is that just the honor system? What keeps people from stacking up 6 coyotes out here?
So anymore, what they've done is do like live videos, or you'll take a video.
So to back it up even further, so like a lot of your contests are 2-night contests. It'll be like a Friday night, Saturday night contest, and Sunday at noon, say. So Friday, they'll send text messages out with like a code word. Maybe like the last one I hunted, the code word, nobody knew it until 6 p.m. Friday when the hunt started, and it was Christmas. So then you take a video whenever every coyote you kill. You shake the coyote to show that it's limp and rigor mortis has not set in, and you say Christmas in it,
Okay.
which shows that it was a fresh kill. Everybody that's hunting on your team is put in the video, and you send
Gotcha.
those in. If you win, they watch them all.
Gotcha.
and
They used to do bite sticks.
the old school way was the bite sticks because I didn't believe it till we tried it, but I don't know.
You can take a dog that's been killed 5 days and pry its jaw open and put a bite stick in its mouth.
So, what's a bite stick?
It's like they'll just take go get some Jenga blocks, and they'll give everybody on Friday when the hunt starts, the secret number is 47. So you got to write 47 on your Jenga blocks, and then when you kill a coyote, stick it in its mouth, zip tie it. And the theory is once rigor mortis sets in the first hour or two, you can't get it out.
Gotcha.
Fuck, you can take a coyote's mouth and get it open.
When you're built
Is that
like
how you
Cushman.
guys did win that one
When
hunt?
you're built like
you guys
Cushman, you can open that some bitch coyote's mouth.
Huh?
Is that how you guys won that one hunt that you guys won against me?
Hey, winning's
The
winning.
one hunt, Cushman?
hunt.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Shit.
I don't even have that many fingers on me. How many dollars he
The
is.
inside of my right foot was sore for years from kicking your ass.
Oh, yeah. Shit's getting deep.
Yep. So if you guys could pick one spot that you've never hunted and you're wanting to go there, where would you go? Where would be the ideal? Montana.
For coyotes?
For coyotes and wolves. I mean,
Coyotes
if
and
we're going-
wolves, I'd say Idaho, Montana, something like Wyoming.
we're actually trying to figure out a place to go, like out west.
Really?
It's getting late in the year, snow's getting deep, but like go on a wolf hunt,
Really?
coyote wolf hunt.
So you're looking like northern Wyoming, Montana.
Yeah.
I mean,
Idaho.
I would. My dream is to kill a wolf and have him out in my basement. I've always thought that'd be
That's kind of like the
cool.
predators. All predator
Yeah.
hunter's dream, probably.
A friend of ours that we all know moved. He lived in southern Illinois and just moved out to Montana, and he just killed 2 wolves. I don't know, a week ago.
Yeah, I seen that on Instagram. That was cool
Yep.
as hell.
I'll be dang. Well, shoot, the old Montana farmer. He'll be coming through here
Yeah.
before long. He's an hour southwest of Glacier National Park, so he's up.
Yeah, he'd be
he's
right
up
there. Yeah, that'd be probably pretty close to where they're roaming.
Yep.
Because I assume out there, once the snow starts coming, it pushes them down like everything
I
else.
would assume, yeah.
I'd like to see the countryside for one. Kill a wolf, great. If not, just
Yeah.
I mean,
When we were out in Yellowstone in 2012, I'll never forget it. Neatest thing I ever seen. We was down in what they call Hayden Valley there in the park, and whole shitload of cars stopped. I mean, hell, there must have been 100 cars, and seeing everybody standing along the side of the road. I got over there, and there was a dead buffalo and I mean, this sumbitch, you about had to have binoculars or spotting scope to really look at what you were seeing. You know, you could just kind of see a blob there, and there was a whole pack of wolves sitting there eating that sumbitch. And everybody was, and luckily a lot of people had spotting scopes and was letting other people look through them, and whatnot, so you could really get a good look at it. And all at once, in the background, these 2 big old bears come charging down the hill. Man, them old wolves, they all got up, and they backed up about 50 yards and laid down. The bears come in, got what they want, left, and then the wolves come back. But,
Well, I was talking to did you talk to Joseph about that hunt?
Yeah, through text, I think.
And
yeah.
he said, what was it, 75 yards? So he was calling coyotes. And
Daylight?
no, it was thermal.
this is nighttime.
And he
Okay.
happened to spin around and look, and there were 75 yards behind him, backdooring him. These 2 wolves
Shit.
were.
no kidding.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I wouldn't like that very much.
See,
Wolves.
I didn't hear the backstory, but that's
Yeah.
wild.
Wolves are big. A lot of people don't realize how big them suckers are.
Yeah, these both were over, I think, 110, 120
Oh,
set.
man.
Yep. That same year we was there in Yellowstone, we went out the one, I don't remember if that's the north or the east entrance. I think it'd be the east entrance at the Coyote, Wyoming. Stopped at a bar there, and the ranchers were just wringing their hands because they were actually going to open up wolf hunting for the first time there. And I mean, they were just ready to slaughter. I mean, they hated them things and just couldn't wait for season to open up. It would sound like they was really playing hell on the livestock. So
I think they're pretty hard on them out there.
yeah, I would think they would.
So I've listened to a couple different podcasts of guys who hunt, and they say the elk population is like at an all-time low where
Yeah.
they've turned elks loose. Like 10 years ago, it was like a herd of 80 or 90,000. Now it's like down to 10 or 15.
Yeah.
You know, just crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, wolves, from my understanding, I'm no wolf expert, but they say they just kill. Kill to
Savage
kill.
killers don't
Yeah.
even eat what they kill.
Yeah, they're
right?
just savage. They just want to kill it. They,
Yeah.
And the people that think they're cute, cuddly creatures like coyotes just blow my mind. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell, I'll bet a wolf's back. Oh, hell, they would stand taller than this table by a lot.
oh, yeah,
wolves
it's
are
meaner than hell.
big.
Where were you going to say, Ozzy? Because I feel like Montana wasn't your answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's definitely on the bucket list, I guess. But Texas got a lot of predators.
Yeah.
West Texas.
Texas is fun,
I
huh?
was going to say, just for coyotes, West Texas.
And even Nebraska, Western Kansas. I've been out there a few
Do
times.
they have wolves up in the northeast like New England, Vermont, Maine?
They get pretty thin up there.
Do they?
Yeah. A lot of foxes, red foxes up there.
Okay.
Killing
No,
a
they
coyote
have
up
wolves
there.
up there, though.
Oh, wolves?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know
wolves.
about
I don't
wolves.
think they
I don't
do.
think they do.
I didn't know. So
I
that's
think
more
Nebraska,
of a.
Northern
I don't know.
Nebraska has wolves.
Yeah, maybe a few. I don't know a whole
But
lot
I
about
know,
wolves.
I know when like we hunt the eastern, it's a competition. Anybody east of the Mississippi River can get in it, and the reason they do that because guys from Texas and out west, you
Ain't
can't
fair.
compete with them.
Really?
they kill 30, 40 coyotes a night.
Oh.
But there's some teams from like Pennsylvania that have astronomical amounts of foxes, like hell,
70.
Yeah, 60, 70 foxes, gray foxes.
No
Two
kidding.
nights, yeah.
Yeah. But we hunted in Georgia and called it. So Dad has told me stories around here, which I've never seen a gray fox in Central Illinois.
I haven't
He
either.
said back in the 80s they used to take their old coon lights, wheat lights, and put red, some sort of tape over them. He said them gray fox are around right to you, and we was in Georgia. And if there wasn't a ditch in between us, I mean, he was 5 feet away from me. These two
Really?
gray foxes, just dumber than hell.
We were arguing over whether we should let Cushman shoot him with a 25-06.
Well, I wanted to get
You
one
want to get one
mounted,
down, isn't it?
and I'm like, man, if I get back in the middle of the body, I don't hit any bones, I can just
Right.
hell, they're 20 yards away. If I just slip one through real quick for that bowl expands, did not work. I had two pieces of a gray fox when I got done. I was like, well, probably not getting him mounted.
They're tiny. We're talking 10, 12 pounds. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, with your track record with women, you should have went ahead. That way, when she gets half, you could have just gave her the one half.
Yeah, here's the ass end of a gray fox. Hope you're happy.
It's settled. I mean, what else could you want?
Yeah, you guys are all good friends.
Look at him reaching for his beer. He's nervous.
Yeah. Well, I'm heading home.
So what else do you guys shoot anything else? I mean, besides coyotes, other kind of hunting?
we'd love to shoot bobcats if they start giving out more permits. And
Yep, I've
Yeah.
never got a bobcat tag.
boys
for
applied.
Illinois.
Why don't you tell them about all your queer hunting you do?
Yeah, I love queer hunting. Deer is what Ozzy means.
Ozzy call anybody that deer hunts.
Anybody deer hunts is
Yeah.
a queer. He's
I'm pretty well
fully
avid
biased,
predator
just
hunter.
coyote guy.
Yep, Yep, just coyote.
So the first first quarter of coyote season, me and Cushman are chasing a elusive whitetail, which we love.
The queers.
Those queers,
Gotcha.
Ozzy's, calls us everything but a, white man. Because we ought to be fucking focusing on coyotes. And
Yep.
I'm just trying to get him into deer hunting. He'd probably enjoy it if he tried it. But
So when you're shooting coyotes, you guys have all got a big, large bipod, right?
Tripod.
It's a tripod. Okay, so you're not laying down. You're not obviously shooting them from the truck window.
No.
You're-
Right. They frown upon that.
Yeah.
Especially in Illinois. fucking
Exactly.
Case laws and
Yeah.
people that are not from Illinois, they don't realize how good they got it.
Illinois sucks.
Have to be
Terrible.
unloaded in a case. I mean, it's just a giant pain in the ass.
Kills a lot of time. Well,
Yeah.
when you go to Nebraska or some states like that.
Yeah, I was just telling the
Open.
guys that went with Nebraska's, what was that, a couple weeks ago, how good they have it. You can ride around with a loaded
Right.
rifle in the front seat.
Same
It's
with
just like,
Texas. We went to Texas.
mind blows us Illinois guys.
I know.
Caleb's like, why'd your gun in a case? Like, what the fuck are you doing? what do you mean, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
I'm from Illinois.
I know Kevin said years ago he went to Texas hunting, and it's been 20 years ago or better. He's like, basically everything that's illegal to do in Illinois, you can do in Texas. You wait till dark, get all your guns, throw them in the truck loaded, get spotlights, and you shoot it from the truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Lucky bastards.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we all have tripods and basically just walk out in the field. I mean, we stand in the wide open field unless it's like now where it's a full moon. Then you kind of got to get by cover; they can see you.
Yeah, get some cover.
But yeah, we
Christian, why don't
stand.
you hit a little on like how we pick our spots or how we set up, kind of? Or
Well, I guess it all depends.
Yeah.
I mean,
look
lot-
for like
where
I would
you-
say we look for like a open field next to cover wherever we think the coyotes would be.
yeah, a lot of people say, "Well, come hunt my." Hey, I got deer hunt ground, got coyotes all over it, and it's all woods. You can't really hunt that at night. You can day hunt it, but
Right.
you can't hunt it at night. You really need at least a
100-yard window at least.
yeah, at least an open
That's
field.
tight.
I mean,
Yeah, because I guess I've never looked through the brush on a thermal of a night, so
you
really,
can see into the woods and through the woods, but
but I guess if a coyote's coming, you can't tell if there's a big tree branch.
you can see the big trees, but all the little branches
Right.
you can't see.
Your
it through.
bolt ain't gonna make it through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even a brushy ditch, sometimes we'll shoot through a ditch that's grown up in weeds and shit, and the bullet. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't even make it to the coyote. It
Gotcha.
hits shit and explodes, and it's
Yeah.
gone. And
Probably the worst brushy ditch story was that one time we were hunting that big tournament with our buddy Ozzy. You remember that? He was in the truck, wasn't hunting with us, and we had that dog come in behind us, and
oh god,
the bullet didn't make it through.
yeah.
Fuck,
That's what they told me. The bullet didn't make it through.
Yeah.
I think that he's fucking missed.
Sometimes,
Ozzy, I mean,
sometimes Stanford gets mad and loses a little barrel life on his rifle.
yes,
20-round mag dumps.
and no coyotes come back to the truck. I'm not a very happy
Yeah,
camper.
gets pretty western sometimes.
So, what am I looking for in a thermal scope? What is a $6,000 scope doing that a $3,000 scope isn't?
Man, so these two are running the new Halo XRF, so they're the thermal
From Nuggets Night Vision.
From Nuggets Night Vision, yeah. That have a built-in rangefinder, and man, the picture's good. Like you can tell what a deer is. It's probably really 800-900 yards away on a good
the clarity
night.
on them is insane.
Yeah,
I'd say it beats. Would you say it beats Trigicon or real similar?
It's pretty similar to Trigicon.
But it's got the rangefinder. Trigicon hasn't came out with a rangefinder yet. So.
And now these thermals, you can use them in daylight.
Yeah.
Too? So it's just a regular.
Like the old school night vision, you always heard, sunlight can't hit it.
Right.
That shit don't matter no more.
But yeah, so we're running the $9,000-$10,000, and then there's really nothing higher than that till you get up to like that's not even really available to civilians. It's the military stuff, some $20,000-$25,000 stuff.
Wow.
But in the $5,000 range, like the Pulsar XP50 LRF, I think is
hell of a good scope.
If you're just wanting to buy a scope to use and hunt, and you're new into it, I think that's probably.
There's even some stuff a little cheaper, probably.
But as far as user friendly and seen, and it's got onboard video. It's got
a lot of stuff.
The
it's
battery's
a nice scope
good
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
If somebody's like, hey, I want to spend $6,000-$7,000, I'd say a Pulsar XP50. I like the trail. I've never really messed with Thermions much.
There's the Thermions.
Yeah.
And so these are normal scope. You just hit a button, switch, whatever to flip.
No. They're thermal all the time. They're not.
Dedicated
they're
thermal.
dedicated
Scope.
thermal.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
But there's a pile. AGM's coming out with some really nice stuff.
Yes.
Yep. And like I said, we know quite a bit about it, but if you got any questions, hit up Nuggets Night Vision.
Yep. We're all sponsored by Casey Cornwell, Nuggets Night Vision. Super good dude. He'd be the one to talk to.
They're out of West Central Illinois, but mainly online based.
Yeah,
got a
online
Facebook
based.
page, Nuggets Night Vision, right on Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know the website right off of the
Yeah,
top of my head.
pretty sure. I mean, he's straight.
Maybe nuggetsnightvision.com. I don't know.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Be a good place to start
It would
anyway.
be a great place to start.
You Google Nuggets Night Vision, you'll find it.
It'll pop up.
Yep.
Now,
Super good dude.
You guys are loading all of your own ammo, right?
Well, I
are.
always have. But this year with components, you were there the night we had the big. I think we loaded 1,200 rounds that night at my house.
1,200 rounds and 1,200 beers and
I loaded 500, and this would have been, when was this?
a month ago.
A month ago, and we need some more cushion.
How much do you think you're shooting because, I mean, you guys don't hunt every night of the week, obviously.
Right.
If you go out Friday, Saturday night, are you making 10 shots a night, or is it a lot more than that?
Really just depends on the tournament goes. I mean, like my Nebraska trip, I went up there, spent 11 days, 10 nights. I think I shot probably, should I say, 250 rounds probably.
So how many coyotes were killed out there?
We killed 10 nights, 108 coyotes.
108, and you didn't kill a whole 108. How many do you think you killed?
2. Just fucking
He
with
sat in the truck.
sat in the truck and jacked off, remember?
250 rounds and you killed 25 coyotes. Those aren't real good odds.
We did a lot of double tapping,
Accuracy by volume, I guess.
Accuracy by volume. That's the way I operate. Just fucking send them.
No, I would definitely say 2-3 years ago, I was a lot more prone to mag dumping than I am right now because it's honestly scary to.
Oh,
Some
it
of
is.
these
It's
guys,
terrible.
so mag dump is when maybe you missed the first shot or you called in 3 and 2 of them died and there's one trying to get out and you dump your fucking mag.
Yeah.
Frustration.
You need a little 22 on your hip that you can pull out.
25, 30 round fucking dump.
Yeah.
A lot of guys
$2
like to
a
let
pop
them
right now.
run out there and maybe they'll stop, but Nate's philosophy is if there ain't bullets in the air, you can't kill them.
Right.
I agree.
So the more
Fucking
bullets in
send
the
them.
air, the better your chances of hit.
They call that recon by fire.
Yeah.
That's right. If you don't kill them, you scared the shit out of them.
That's right. So, what do you guys think the number one mistake is? If I'm a rookie and I go out, I'm all jacked up, I got my thermal. What do you think is the number one mistake that most
You
guys?
guys want to say it all at the same time?
Yeah, for sure.
Win.
Win, for sure.
Yeah.
Win, yeah.
Got you.
100%. I can't tell you how many people have told me, man, these dogs came in and then they got to 500 yards and they just took off.
And I mean, you talk about it.
They seen us. I was like, well, unless you're standing out there fucking doing jumping jacks in a full moon night, they didn't see you.
Right.
And
But we've had dogs literally come out of the woods and circle us at 500 or 600 yards. And as soon as they hit our wind,
you can tell
they're not like
it's. And even as much as I predator, they still blow my mind how far they can fucking smell you.
And they're not like a deer where deer will sit there and stomp and
nose
look
around
at you. I mean, as soon as it smells you, as soon as you booger a coyote, it's out. They don't sit there and think about it.
How far can a coyote see of a night? I mean, is it just like they have thermal?
I wish we could know. I think it'd be cool as hell if somebody.
I
could look
personally
through a
don't think
coyote's
their eyes are. This is just my personal opinion.
I'm gonna agree with you.
They're probably better than the human eye, but just like your house dog, everybody says a house dog is colorblind. You know,
right?
Their eyes are not their strong point.
On a good dark night, we've literally had them damn near run us over when they come in charging hard. I mean, Aussie, that one competition,
I had a pack of 5.
You had to shoot in front of them to stop
to get them to stop. Yeah,
there's 30 yards and just.
I truly think they would have run right through us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and like a deer, I mean, a lot more people deer hunt than coyotes, and deer have great noses, but fucking coyotes are just
deer
a whole other level.
We're talking like 800 yards downwind with a 10-mile-an-hour wind, and it'll look like you run into a brick wall.
They will stop on a dime and spin and say "fuck you," and they're gone. You're not going to kill them.
Yeah, it's amazing how some of that wildlife. I think I seen a deal one time like grizzly bears can smell up to like 5 or 8 miles. I mean, it's an ungodly amount of distance that they can. Which I guess it makes sense on dogs. You know, you got drug dogs and bloodhounds and dogs that can just smell.
Yeah. I know some guys that wear scent lock, but my philosophy is you get 3 guys driving around all night, drinking coffee, drinking energy drinks. Eating jerky, farting, shitting, pissing. There's no way. I don't care how much scent lock you have. Yeah, Aussie's smoking a carton of NXT. You're not going to out-fool their nose. You know.
So we make on a good night 25, 30 stands a night.
Yeah.
It's at least a cigarette between every stand.
Yep.
At least.
And if you kill one, you have to have a victory smoke.
Right. Exactly.
He's even talked us into having a victory smoke, so we can't drag nice dogs. We can't breathe.
Gotta have a victory smoke. Yeah, a couple packs get you through the night.
So when you pull in somewhere, you're like, all right, we're going to stop here, and you're just out in the middle. You're kind of in the wide open. How far are you from your truck?
It depends.
There's a lot of variables in a lot of these questions, but I would say
sometimes we set the call on the truck.
Yeah, really? But I would say average 250, 300 yards from the truck from me.
Okay.
And sometimes if we have to walk and get up over a ridge or get to where a land break is, we walk it. I mean, Aussie's not big on walking. He's like, I'll just call from the truck if you guys want to walk up there.
I'll wait here and jack off in the truck.
They're more inclined to smell. So like they don't really care if they see your truck. You know, if your truck's behind you a little bit, that don't bother them as much as the wind when they smell.
I think they're kind of like deer. You know, I mean, they'll run right past combines and farm machinery. I think they just associate a vehicle with a piece of farm machinery.
Right.
I don't know.
A lot of these competitions, it's we try to hunt when the moon's not up and it's darker than shit. You know.
So like a night like tonight, when I got up and left the house at 4:30 this morning, I could see all the way across the section.
Right.
I mean, it was bright.
It was bright.
There's literally been nights. I mean, we could see the coyotes at 100 yards. They're naked eye without.
They're definitely not going.
So they're obviously.
They're definitely. You can't stand out in an open field because if you can see that far, the coyote can definitely see that far. So you got to get up against brush.
Got you.
Or get down in a something to break you up.
So you guys will hunt on a full moon or something.
We will. It's not
ideal.
Not ideal.
Me personally, everybody says the dogs don't move. I think the dogs move good on a full moon. They're just so much harder to kill. Because they can see good.
Exactly.
They'll come out of the woods at 500 yards and they'll just sit on their ass because they can see. They're like, well, there ain't a coyote out here in this field.
We've had double-digit nights on a full moon.
Yeah.
But
you got to get creative on killing them.
I know around here, which, maybe people listen to this live where it's rolling or whatever, but, if you get a skiff of snow on or even 6 inches of snow and get a full moon, you can see for miles.
Like
you could see a guy a mile and a half away, I think, walking across the set. I mean, it's about like daylight.
Should we give up our snow secret that we done last year? I feel like everybody's seen it on your Snapchat, so they probably know.
Probably so.
This is a secret. Boys,
so we took baseball tape, the medical tape, wrapped our tripods so they're snow white, and got old Tyvek suits and wore. And I think we blended in.
I think
it was
pretty
bright.
well disappear. Yeah,
it was full moon and it was snow on the ground. I mean, it was bright, and we had called dogs into 100 yards.
No kidding.
Yeah, stupid bright. I mean, it.
So apparently there's something there when you're dressed the same color as the surrounding. It helps, But,
wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly. It's like anything else. If you think you're not learning, then you're I mean, you're always you're never gonna know everything. So
I'd say the worst thing you can do is be a know-it-all in this game. Don't
don't be like Stanford. Don't be a know-it-all.
Yeah. I know around here years ago, and I don't think it happens as much anymore. A lot of guys ain't into it, but there was too many guys that were trying to shoot coyotes too far away, and it might be broad daylight. And they stop alongside the road and get out in the field and just start throwing lead at the end, and the coyotes get smart.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know anybody that stopped on the road and shot at coyote.
Right.
That seems highly illegal and something nobody would ever do.
Yep.
Ever.
What do you guys think? Say we shoot at a coyote and miss it. How long does that coyote remember it? I'd say a lifetime. I think he knows.
Yeah, he's pretty well.
Once you educate a coyote, you educate a coyote.
I don't think the gun is what does it, but when that bullet goes, if you ever stand and have a bullet go past you, that sonic crack, I think, because when you get close to a coyote, you can tell the way if you shoot 50 yards to the right, they may booger up a little bit, but if you send one real close to them,
when you see them duck and crouch, then
What? And then you're playing that sound, and I've told this to several people, how important it is to kill what you call in.
Yes.
And we've gotten better at that.
Yeah.
We've definitely gotten better. I mean,
but I know domesticated dogs and even livestock are this way. If you take a fly swatter and beat your dog every day for about 3 days,
I'm over here like that fly swatter.
walk up to him with a fly swatter, and you don't even have to do nothing. He's gone. He remembered it. So I would think a bullet is probably pretty. A lot of times, even just the noise.
Yeah, I've heard about anything that's a fur-bearing mammal in Illinois and a lot of other states. I think coyote's one of the smartest ones there is.
I agree 100%. I mean,
I can see that.
I guess I bitch about newcomers in the sport and whatnot, but I would just soon everybody kill as many dogs as we did as educate as many dogs,
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys that
it's just making it harder for everybody else.
If you're making it harder for everybody.
You can tell when a dog's educated.
Yeah,
100%. You can tell from a long ways away.
Which makes sense. I mean, and just like we were talking about a second ago, if I walked into Tony's house and this dog Tucker and I just beat the dog piss out of that dog and about killed him.
Yeah.
If I come over here next time, what do you think that dog's going to do?
He don't like you.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, and it's the same way if you take, like when we had goats, if you're bottle feeding them, after about the third day, all you got to do is show up with a bottle in your hand and you just get mobbed.
Yep.
They remember
Kind of like your dog, Nate, and the peanut butter. When you get a jar of peanut butter, that fucker starts licking his lips.
We weren't supposed to talk about that on here.
So, what do you guys think your kill rate is? I mean, I know you can't hit everyone, but I mean,
they're likely 100%.
There's 100%.
We try to stay. You try to stay above 90 is pretty.
And shit's gonna happen. We're all guilty. We've all missed bunnies.
We've called in 3 dogs to 150 yards, and all 3 of them left before.
Yeah,
we're not perfect.
Shit does happen.
Yeah, for sure.
But
just play your odds. I mean,
yep. Does rain seem to bother hunting? Have you hunted in the rain, or is it one of them deals that you ain't worth it? You don't do it.
It sucks.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So I honestly,
most people ain't cut out for it. But
I think the worse the weather is for you, sometimes the coyote hunting's better.
I wouldn't agree with that.
Look how many dogs we killed. I mean, we
For the
killed
elite.
The night after.
we was killing dogs.
Yeah.
We killed 7 dogs that night.
Then the night after we went and won that tourney kush.
It
was some of the best ground we had.
I know, but it was like negative 40 wind. It was terrible.
Worst ever. I mean,
worst thing I've ever.
Second
That
worst
one
for that,
stand, Ozzy forgot his gloves, and we got back to the truck. He said, "I got frostbite. I'm dying."
I can remember, no fucking joke. That was the second stand. I remember it just fucking so vividly. Second fucking stand. These dogs come out, and it's taking a while to get in, and my fucking hands was like colder than shit. We shot the dogs. I don't think I fucking hit
I don't
one.
know how when the temperature's like 0 and 25-mile-an-hour winds, how you're like, I don't think I'm going to take my gloves with me this time.
It's sort of like you forget to put your coat on. You're going to remember
I
pretty
had my
quick.
gloves, but I had to push the buttons on the fucking coal. It's hard to run with gloves.
Yeah. You need to get a haste.
So anyways, my hands were so fucking cold. I went to the truck. I said, come time to drag the dogs. I'm out, I said, hey, I got to go to the truck. My hands are fucking killing me.
Conveniently.
And this is legit as fuck. I can remember sitting in the truck, and I was sick to my stomach. That's how bad they hurt. I thought I was going to puke. Oh, shit. And I had my eyes closed, and I turned the truck on, turned the heat on, and I reached up to put my fucking hands in front of the vents. I had to open my eyes because I was like, where in the fuck's the vents? I was touching them, and I didn't even fucking know it.
Yeah.
it was cold that night.
was cold. What was it, like negative 10 with a 30-mile-an-hour wind or something like that?
It was terrible. Snowing.
I'll admit that shit hurts. I done that one time plowing snow, and I had gloves on. It was one of them deals where it was like a 20 below wind chill, and I was outside for probably 20 minutes tops, and my hands just kept getting colder and colder, and I come in, and it's like when they started thawing out, it was like you just had them in a vice, just wrenching it down. Oh, it was awful.
So that night, I don't even know why we hunted. It was so dumb. Because we're hard-headed and just throwing the towel. We ended up not hunting Saturday night.
You fuckers
yeah,
did.
Well,
me
and Nate and another friend, Justin Reppy, came back down in our area and hunted another competition. We was hunting
plum. I don't even know what you'd call it.
We was hunting the Eastern Elite. It was a $1,500 per team buy-in, and it was basically us and another team that they always beat us. They're just a bunch of badasses. But
let's back that up. Wait a minute.
They were hunting in Mississippi. They're like, well, it's 65 degrees down here. It ain't bad. And we're like. So we had to take videos for that one. Every time you killed a dog, we had to cut its right ear off.
Yeah.
And I remember, it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I was talking, and I could just tell that then I was over it. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Yeah. Why are we out here? I mean, it's like, if the truck breaks down,
we might die.
Who the fuck's going to come get you at 2:30 in the morning? It's BFE in the fucking river bottom somewhere, you know? Yeah. No phone service.
It's a cold motherfucker. I've done a lot of hunting, duck hunting, my whole life, and that was hands down the worst shit I've ever hunted.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And some reason,
and there's going to be some guys in North Dakota go, yeah, you fucking pussy. That's
yeah. Was there any snow on the ground? I don't even remember.
Yeah, we barely got in your driveway that morning. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And some reason,
it was like 12 or 14 inches of snow plus drifts when we got done hunting that night. Because we had to lock it in to get into your driveway.
Yeah. And the following night, like I said, old Ropey, our buddy, texting all three of us wanting to know if we want to hunt at a local tournament. So we knew we were out of the elite. Them guys were straight spanking our ass.
Yeah. They killed 40 dogs that weekend. We killed 7 Friday night. Well, I mean, I guess we could have killed 33. Right. I doubt it.
And me and Custom just decided, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Let's go hunt again in this shit.
Oh, it's terrible.
It was just like to put in reference, I mean, 7 dogs to somebody may sound
like a lot.
Somebody out there may sound a lot, but a good weekend for us is
20 to 30.
25 to 30
yeah.
dogs.
And literally saved what we thought was our best ground for that. Killed 7 dogs.
Yeah,
so that's
sure.
pretty depressing.
Which the year before that ground would have produced 18 and 9.
Yeah.
How often do you guys think coyotes move? So let's just say you got 80 acres back here. You know, it's full of coyotes. You've killed 4 off of it. Will they just keep coming in, or do you got to give that a break?
So I think it's different so we've killed coyotes out of a fence row before and went back. We killed 3 and went back 3 weeks later and killed 3 more. Mm-hmm. I don't believe there were 6 coyotes in there when we killed the first 3. I think 3 more moved. It seems like coyotes
they like
your
spot,
certain areas, your ditches, your blocks of wood. Seems like there's always coyotes in them.
Mm-hmm. Year after year, you find that spot.
I think you get your little areas that coyotes really like, and there's always dogs in it. And then I think you also get your ones moving through until they find out buddies they get along with.
Yep.
Because there's been Brian killed that one up there at Windsor with the tracking collar, and it had been from
stupid radius
north of Strasburg all the way up to Sullivan over to Gaze. I mean, it had like a 40-mile-an-hour area.
Wow.
What do you think, Oz?
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I think a lot of them just depends too. In breeding season, they'll do some more moving around.
I think you got your traveling coyotes and you got your homebody coyotes.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Like big timber dogs, I think they stay there. That's their home.
But we've got certain spots that we've killed dogs out of year after year after year after year, and there's always coyotes in it, and we usually kill whatever we call in out of them. Yeah. So that's telling me there's coyotes that there's something about that little chunk of ground they like, and they come.
Something about the habitat they like it, and they come back.
Yep. So once it becomes vacant, then
there's plenty of food
there. There's a reason they're there.
Yeah.
What size of a pack do coyotes? Do they run in packs much, or is it more? Because when you hear them outside, you swear that there's 50, but it's not.
It always sounds like more than
one coyote can sound like 3.
Right, because they yip so fast. You think it's 2 or 3,
Absolutely.
but it's.
I think what was that pack we was trying to kill? 9, 7 or 9 in it.
Yeah, down in the bottom we hunt. And
just to give some reference, like I've called in 4 7-packs my entire career of chasing coyotes.
I can't say that I've ever seen more than
the biggest pack I'd say you're going to see.
I've never ever seen more than 2 at once in the daytime. Right. You know, like farming and you're running them out.
4 and 5 ain't uncommon at night.
Yeah. I'd rather call in 2 or 3 at a time than 5 because it just can turn into such a clutch. Because you can't keep track of them. You got 3 guys trying to watch them. All right, I'm on this one. Well, then they zigzag and cross.
And realistically, you're probably not going to get all 5 of those if you got 3 hunters. You could, but now you're just going to make 2 more smart.
We try to make the first shot count. So we all try to shoot at the same time.
Yep.
Three guns go off. Hopefully, 3 coyotes fall.
Yep.
And then whatever it takes to clean up the other 2, that's usually when the whatever,
That's when the mag dumps go.
Yep.
I've never killed more than 4 on a set. Have you killed more than 4 on a set?
I don't know. I've never killed.
We've done 4 a couple times.
Yep.
I mean, you kill.
3's happen a lot.
3's happen a lot.
Now in Illinois, can you coyote hunt year round, except during deer seasons? Obviously,
you can coyote hunt, but night season is November 10th to March 15th.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So there's an actual. So I can't go out in July and shoot a coyote up at night. I didn't realize that.
Nope.
Okay. I just thought coyotes were open game.
Yeah, fox is pretty similar. Foxes go out a month earlier, I think, but.
No, night season runs with fox season, don't it?
Yeah, but foxes go out February 15th instead of March 15th.
And what did you say the season was on coyotes? Night?
November 10th to March 15th in Illinois.
Okay.
I know Missouri, they're just opening up. Is it this year the first year?
Well, last year they did too. I think February 1.
Kansas 2 years ago just opened up January 1st. Kentucky just opened up. Kentucky had a night season, but I think they were, was it rimfire and shotgun only?
Yeah, it was weird. It was.
Yeah, I'm not sure the regulations before this,
but now I think it's wide open.
Yeah, December 1st.
At least all these states, which it's hard to believe Illinois was further ahead than somebody else on
really
fucking good law for hunting. You know,
Thanks, JB. You're a peach.
Yeah. So where's your next stop? I mean, what you stay in Illinois?
Hopefully Kentucky. Any listeners out there
are you guys looking for ground in Kentucky?
Yeah,
well,
sure.
so might as well just say it. The Eastern. So the Eastern is the biggest competition east of the Mississippi every year. Mm-hmm. There's usually 150 teams, at least 200.
Last year or 2 years ago they have because of COVID last year.
And so that could be from Maine to Louisiana,
east of Mississippi,
or Mississippi, not Louisiana.
East Mississippi River.
Yep.
But yeah, we're planning on. We have some contacts and some leads in Kentucky. So if any of you big farmers have a coyote problem and want us to come whack some dogs,
which area in Kentucky? Anywhere or
we're wanting to say more central to western. You can out east in the mountains. You can't.
Yeah, makes sense.
Maybe some guys can, but that ain't. We're flatlanders.
Yeah, and I will vouch for these guys, and you have to give your snap addresses or whatever. But I mean, I can vouch for them. When these guys show up, they're going to kill coyotes. Yeah. I promise. I mean,
and the big thing is we try to respect the landowners.
You pick up the dead
weekend.
ones.
We done a lot of walking because we didn't want to pull in down field lanes and
when
stuff
it's muddy,
like that.
we're going to get our freaking steps in for the night.
And like I say, they pick up the dead ones.
I try to explain too that to guys that's never looked through thermal, like with this thermal, it's so high end that I honestly think that I can see better at nighttime.
Yeah,
than I can in the day.
People are like, "Well, don't shoot my cows." Like, I can tell the difference between a 35-pound
2 fucking miles.
Yeah.
We're not shooting a cow.
They don't realize how clear of image we're seeing.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because we've had guys, and we're all familiar with cows. Ozzy loves cows.
Fuck a cow.
So yeah, I'd say Ozzy's a pretty tough guy. I never fought with him, but I think he'd be.
But if we're calling and
he's scared of shit to cows.
If we're calling and your cow and we're in a pasture and the cows on this side of the fence are starting to get boogered, we usually just shut the call off and leave.
Right.
Because we don't want to fucking run somebody's cows through a damn fence.
Right. Exactly.
And sometimes we've been calling, the cows are like just standing there looking at us, and you shoot, and you walk out there, and sometimes they leave you alone, sometimes they see that headlight, and you're fucking running back to the truck because you got a herd of cows.
Right.
Ozzy watched me and Nate do that.
I won't even be there to experience that part. Guess where I'd be.
Motherfuckers, but
me and
I'd be in the truck jacking off.
We shot 2 coyotes, and me and Nate walked out there to get it. And we're walking back, and I know, you usually don't want a headlight in a cow herd because they fucking come at it, it's for some reason. So we had our headlights off. We're walking, and I stopped. It's kind of like the Chris Ledoux song, what is that? Oh, Stampede,
You can hear
fucking,
oh shit!
I fucking looked around. I just seen fucking black cows. I'm like, I'm going to the fence.
So you didn't scare them. You didn't scare them away. They're running.
They were coming at us.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
But no, like I said,
A bunch of mama cows were not happy with us being out there.
We've got access to hundreds of thousand acres. I don't think we've yet pissed a farmer off. I mean,
yeah, and I can vouch for that around here. Seriously, I really can.
Respect the guys that own it. And
yeah,
we're just there to shoot coyotes. I mean, that's all we're there for.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of guys are like, well, don't be, I don't want to mess your deer hunting up. I can promise you, if we're hunting out in the field, we are not messing your deer hunting up.
Right.
I've even seen before, multiple times, that I mentioned it earlier about how relaxed things are at nighttime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking through this thermal, you see these deer bedded down 200 yards from you.
Yep.
I can mag dump and maybe the deer stands up, like
It doesn't affect
everything
the
at nighttime is a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, I've watched a buck before at 200 yards. We're calling, and he's half-assed dogging a doe running a scrape line behind her. Has no care in the world that we're there.
Yeah.
I videoed the biggest buck that I'd seen this year at 30 yards dogging a doe coyote hunting this winter.
You would
70-inch
never
deer.
do that in the daylight.
Oh,
not
absolutely
even
not. Smartest
close.
thing in the timber in the daylight come nighttime.
Yeah, the
You're not
deer are
gonna
just
affect
stupid at night. Like the wind, you walk out in a field, they're directly downwind. They don't even lift their head. They don't care. It's
kinda mind-blowing.
How can you be so stupid?
Because in the daylight,
When I'm governor and wheel out night hunting, you're fucked.
if they open a night season for deer, they will be extinct. I promise you
literally.
that.
It's
Like shooting fish in them.
Yeah,
literally. Yes, absolutely.
No, I've never spent a whole lot of time looking through stuff like that after, I've looked through it just, for 10 seconds because somebody showed me one, but to actually go out in the field and scan for, long periods of time.
Put that on the to-do list. Get Tony a coyote.
Yeah.
I got one in the truck. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
I got one in the truck.
See, I've got a drone. I need to be a thermal drone. I think where you can.
We got one
got
in
a
the
thermal
truck
drone in the
too.
truck.
Yeah.
That would be neat, where you can get up and get you a big picture and see all kinds of stuff. That would.
Them thermal drones are awesome. I've not yet. I've just seen videos that Aussie's taken, but it's yeah.
Oh, I think that'd be really
Also
something.
can be found in Nuggets Night Vision.
Is that right?
Yeah. He sells them too.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So you guys ever going to do this full time?
Boy, I don't know. That'd be awesome. If I could shoot PRS in the summer and hunt in the winter, I'd be doing all right. But nobody's offered to pay me to do either one of them yet. So,
Yeah.
Then we'll
I mean, it's
keep working for the man.
when we travel, it's an expensive hobby. I mean, it's
Sure.
especially fucking thanks Brandon, the fucking gas prices are
Yeah.
$3.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
And me and Aussie both drive Toyotas, which if anybody doesn't know, Toyotas get horrible fuel mileage.
Yeah.
So
Pass everything but a fucking gas
Yeah.
station.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm assuming it's like everything. Coyote hides ain't worth anything. They ain't worth.
So the guys, the guy that we were selling to up there north of Weequa, he's not even taking them this year.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna mess with them.
Yeah. And it's probably going to get that way with any kind of fur someday. I mean,
$2-3 for, and I don't know. Coyotes are the nastiest fucking critter ever. I mean, they stink, and
yeah.
you can. It'd take probably $100 to pay me to skin one out.
Yeah.
We may be broke, but not that broke.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll work a couple extra hours at work before I fucking skin it out.
and nowadays, now that weaponry's changed, you blow a hole in them the size of a
Yeah,
pipe. At least you hit them in the
a lot of
head.
times they
Yeah, for
bitch
sure.
about us because they run 243s and I run that 25-06.
It's pretty rough on fur.
It puts we're not worried about fur. We're worried about killing them.
In these competitions, it's more important to make sure that you get the coyote versus
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd say within another 10, 15 years or less, I'm sure there won't be any hides worth anything
No.
with all this animal rights.
Well,
bullshit.
and that's with like the coon population. Everybody. So I didn't do it. I canceled it this year because that's the weekend the tornadoes came through that coon competition I put down, and it must have blew up virally because I had a guy from Michigan messaging me, a guy from Texas, just flat out pissed. Why are you guys killing all these fucking coons? That's fucking bullshit. And I sent him a picture of a trail cam picture of 35 coons and one deer out in the fucking food plot. And I said, does this look like we have a fucking low? He's like, oh my God, well, I'm from East Texas. We don't hardly have coon. I was like, well,
we'll come up here. We'll fucking send some home.
I
with
said,
you.
you want to fucking, but I used to run dogs. Dad still runs a dog. But just people don't coon hunt. People don't trap.
Yeah.
There's nothing to manage a population.
Yep. Oh,
I mean,
coons are just ridiculous around here.
Last year, that coon competition I put on, we had 17 or 19 teams, and I think 1,100 coons turned in one night of hunting.
There's some teams
1,100.
So you're telling me there's not an overabundance of coons?
Yeah,
One
and that was basically everybody met at the bar. I mean, it wasn't like you had people from 18 counties
basically
away,
Salem. There's some guys from Salem.
which would be 50 miles.
And we're probably the farthest north. A lot of FNM County guys, a lot of Fayette County guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were probably the northmost team.
Yeah, so 50 miles between the north and the south team and 1,100 coons.
Yes.
And I think you could do that every night and not hurt
Oh,
the population.
I know you could. I see coon especially this time of year. Once the sun goes down, there is coons every.
If the
100
coons
yards.
are out moving and you're out coyote hunting, you let out a howl. Fuck, 20, 30 coons. You'll just see them start going up trees.
Yep.
It's just nuts.
Yeah, when I was a kid, God, there was lot of guys coon hunted around here. I mean, a lot, but
Everybody.
you know,
I mean,
yeah.
Hell, I always had dogs in high school. Like I said, Dad still has a dog, but
Yep.
I mean, one guy with one dog, you're not
No.
keeping them in check.
And, people got pretty shitty about hunting. Back then, you always wanted to ask permission, but, if you coon hunted through somebody of a night, it was no big deal. Nobody's going to say nothing. But now everybody's so worried about their deer hunting, and goddamn, they got trail cams.
Oh, there's such a rift between the deer hunters
queer
and the
hunters.
coon hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn queer hunters.
And I can see both sides. Dog can't read
Sure.
fucking fences. It don't
Sure.
know. But on the other hand, if you think you're going to turn a dog loose and it's November 15th and the guy's, has 100 acres over there that he's worked his ass off
Yeah.
to pay for so he can deer hunt it, and you're tromping around with dogs
Right.
that night.
Food plots.
That's,
And, I get it. I get it.
I see both sides of it.
I do too.
And
Yep.
it sucks, but
Yeah, I don't know. Times have changed, and it is what it is. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we done it as kids, and I didn't coon hunt very much. I had a friend that had coon dogs, and I probably coon hunted 6 or 8 times my whole life. But
Right.
we done it as kids, something to do, get out of the house, whatever. But at 40 years old, I'm not looking to just go out and walk through the woods at 10 o'clock at night,
the winter hunting ain't bad. The run them in the summer is what sucks.
Yeah.
Itch weed up over your head and
Yep.
down the creek bottoms. But
I guess Illinois, they've actually got a coon season too, right?
Yeah,
They're
it
not,
goes-
it's not
On the
open.
15th or
I don't know what it is.
it's November 10th also.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Yep.
yeah. And Missouri, too. We'd love to pick up some ground in Missouri.
Yeah, with it just coming on the thermal hunting or night hunting.
Hit up old Chuck. If you're tuning in, Chuck, hook us up.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. And like I say, though, I will vouch for these guys as far as very respectful. You honestly would never know they're there. Which Chuck's one of them guys, big deer hunter. I don't know if you could slip in there or not. I mean, we're talking.
Wow, he's got to be close to being done deer hunting. Chuck, if you ain't killed a deer by now, just try again next year.
I think Ozzy told me that like November 1st.
Yeah, I said, if
killed one
you
yet,
can't
you
kill a fucking deer by then, put your fucking gun back in the cabinet. You don't deserve to own it. I don't know. Sometimes some of these guys, I think, are deer watching. I don't think they kill
Oh,
them.
I
They
think
just
so.
watch them,
Yeah.
Go out there and just fucking stare at them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I have noticed since we've started hammering the coyotes in the last 4 or 5 years that everybody I talk to, like, man, I've seen some pheasants again. And
Oh, yeah, I've
I see
seen
a bunch of rabbits. I see a lot more rabbits than I used to.
Rabbits
Talk
are
to a lot of landowners. Really see a lot more pheasant and quail than
Yep.
years past.
Up there where I'm at, of course, we got a lot of CRP on stuff, and yeah, we got pheasants, lots of pheasants, lots of quail, and rabbits are like coons.
Yeah.
I mean, just ridiculous.
And
amounts
we're
of
never going to
rabbits.
get rid of all of them by a long shot.
It's crazy how good.
But I think we definitely can affect them because even like around, so I'm 2.5 hours north of these guys around Rushville, and I've noticed over the past 3 or 4 years, I don't hear the coyotes howling anymore. The
Right.
hunting's went downhill a little bit.
Yep.
We've definitely put a hurting on them.
yeah.
Around here, it's almost more rare now to hear a coyote.
Yeah, I can remember
than
5
not.
years ago, if
Oh.
you was standing outside at fucking dark,
That's all you heard.
you're hearing multiple packs all over. I don't hear that no more. I truly think.
I generally text Nathan when they're going nuts out here, and that's once a month.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think this area right here, as much as I've hunted in here and hunt all around it, there's a pack that moves through. I think they got about a 5-mile radius because
Gotcha.
I've seen a pack of 4 dogs before, and then I've seen the same. I don't know if they're the same, but another
night
pack
coon hunt.
3 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
I think they get south in the big ditches and they just move through. And when you're hearing them, they're here that night,
Right.
and they may be down by Slurp's house the next
Sure.
night.
Yep.
But I think
So-
5 years ago, you had packs every mile pretty easy, I'd say.
That's probably a fair statement. Yeah.
Oh, when I first bought that first thermal, I came back here and sat right here on the fence line and called 2 in.
Yeah, they
They
ran
damn near
over.
ran me over. Like, I howled once and like, oh my God.
I didn't even know what the hell we were doing.
Because Tony texted me, he's like, well, did you get him? I was like, yeah.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah, I was pretty green then. I didn't know then what I know now, but the dogs are also a lot dumber, so you could kill
that's-
one every once in a while. But
Exactly.
On your thermal drone, have you ever had that, like, where you've heard a pack and it's like, there's wind has changed, or so there's probably no chance of actually shooting them, but where you've took it up and been able to kind of check them out, see what they do, or
So
you just
I've just got it this year. Wildlife actually does not like the thermal drone.
I can tell you one thing. Mine's just a regular drone, ain't thermal,
Yeah.
and like when I had like goats and stuff out here in the pasture, I thought, you can get it down probably within 25, 30 feet. No, you
No,
get
they
it
don't
at
like
100
it.
feet,
Yeah,
and they do
don't
not
fucking
like that.
It's kind of
noise.
loud. What I've used is when we went into Nebraska, a lot of grass and shit out there, finding dead ones when you fuck, now that Cushman's shooting at 500 yards, even at 300 yards, you know, and you don't know exactly where he's at, and that's where it really come in handy.
Yeah.
Throw that fucker up.
Chisel plowed field. They get down in a furrow on a chisel plowed field, and you can't find somebody. Yeah. You'll watch a coyote drop, and you have to fucking walk with the furrows to see it, because if they get down in that low spot, you can't.
Yeah, it's really not that wide, you know.
We've got where we'll leave our gun right where we shoot, and then we'll send a guy, you know, to where we can scan and tell him, you know, call him on the phone and say, hey, you need to go left, right.
Yep.
Because it's hard.
Are you guys getting into the radios? Can you get headsets with radios where you can talk and not be picking up phones? And
we need to play the Jeff Slifer's that one night we remember that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
right. We've filled with them a little bit, but it's not been that successful.
Yeah, kind of got a learning curve there.
Yeah.
Probably equipment.
I think we have done it before, where
there's a lot of shit we've talked about doing, and it seems practical till you try it.
Yeah, it's just more shit.
More shit you got fucked.
Well, at fucking night in the winter, it's so cold, batteries die. It's some of it's keep shit going.
Right.
You know.
Trust me, we think about coyotes more than we think about a lot of things. We're probably a little screwed up in the head. There's literally, I mean, you lay down at night or even sitting on the couch. Kelsey would be talking to me and my wife, and she'd be like, you don't even hear what I'm saying. Like, what are you thinking about? Like, what's going through your head? I'm thinking about coyotes.
Exactly.
Unless it's deer season, they say
big deer. That's no deer. But I mean, I don't know.
If I could get these guys away from the deer, we'd probably double our numbers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But we kill, I don't know, what did we kill last year? Just us three together, probably 200.
Yeah, I watched, granted I hunted a little bit without you guys, but I watched 282 full last winter and 311 the year before.
So. A couple hundred dogs a year.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a lot of coyotes.
That's a lot of coyotes. A lot more than, the guys killed around here 15, 20 years ago that was using dogs or...
Yeah. So a guy from town there, you know him, he runs dogs, and they usually kill about 100, 110 a year. But they cover a pretty broad area.
Yeah. And really, which I know you guys cover a big area too, but by the time you add up the impressive numbers that you guys have, and then all the outliers that are, you're knocking a big dent in them.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've called right behind dog hunters. Like, I've talked to him before. I was like, hey, see him at the gas station. Yeah, we're going up here. Well, hell, we just ran dogs up there today. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I get up there, we'll kill fucking 10 dogs. Like,
no kidding.
Either you missed them or it's almost like you got turkeys henned up. You go out there and bust them loose and then try to call Tom's back in. Maybe the coyotes the same way. They bust them up.
To me, the dogs would be so much more challenging because I'm assuming if a coyote dog is like a rabbit dog or a coon dog, he's going to track this one, right?
So they run them with walkers. Mm-hmm. And then the walkers, use their nose and bust them into the open. And once they're in the open, they got half Irish Wolfhound, half Greyhounds. And them fuckers just kill them.
Oh, we done.
Yeah, no prisoners taken.
Yep.
That's different how you.
But they hunt by sight. And big dogs hunt by sight, and they hang their heads out, and they got ropes ran up to the truck, and they pull that rope, doors drop, and the greyhounds are drawn. Yeah.
Wow.
I think the hound hunting too, especially that was kind of where I started when I was a kid. Started hound hunting, running coyotes with hounds, and just like us, they're all do different things. There's trailing hounds and sight hounds.
Yeah, but Gary has told me they've lost walkers before. The walkers will get in there when they're killing a coyote, and then
they just
them big dogs don't care.
Just anything. They're killing anything that's in the circle.
Yeah, yep.
I've had some coyotes try to bite me a few times. Ain't it, Cushman?
Huh?
Some coyotes trying to bite me a few times.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nate's scared of coyotes.
When they're still alive, hell yeah, I'm scared of them.
Yeah, they can be kind of snarly. I mean, they don't.
Oh man,
they're a different breed.
They're mean little some bitches. I give them that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that about wraps it up on this one. You guys need to give. I mean, do you guys want people to follow you on Snapchat and whatnot, or not, or what?
I really don't have following. He does.
I got on Snapchat America for Legend 69, which is MERICA number 4 Legend LEGEND 69, and then Facebook Ozzy Clements OZZYCLEMENTS.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I know just from what I see of YouTube's personal page.
Yeah,
looks like you rack and stack them.
Me and Cushman. I mean, Nathan Cushman on Facebook.
All you Kentucky and Missouri farmers, hit us up. We're looking for
Hit us up. Give
We're
us a
looking
yell.
for ground closer to the house, but yet far away.
I've got it. You guys need a booth at the Louisville Farm Show.
Yeah.
You want your coyotes killed?
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. Yeah, give us all. I mean, check us out on Facebook. We got plenty of references and everything like that, and pictures and videos.
Yep, and I've said it numerous times, but I will vouch for these guys. They're respectable. You'll never know they were there. They don't shoot them and leave them lay. They pick them up. They don't cut fences. They don't drive when it's soft. I mean, you'll never know they're there. I'm serious. So.
Yeah, we appreciate the farmers letting us hunt, so we definitely don't want to screw it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Try to be respectful of neighbors. We try not to set up too close to houses.
And even on the outside, that's what I was thinking about. Like you guys were talking about that of who we hunt on, even outfitters. Like so, we hunt on several big outfitters.
Yep.
And it really works pretty good. You know, they big deer hunters having problems with coyotes and coyotes killing fawns in the spring and
the outfitters are very particular about their deer,
Yeah.
so we
Oh, I
try
would
not
imagine.
to disturb the deer at all.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, when they're making a living, it ain't just
Right.
Joe Blow that's wanting to shoot a big
Yeah.
buck. I mean, they're making a living off of selling hunts.
I know 2 outfitters that are literally like on TV. I mean, they're
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's all part of the ecosystem. You know, you got to keep the
keep 'em in check.
riffraff out. Yeah, for
Kill all
sure,
them motherfuckers.
absolutely. So,
Yep.
well, is that it? Anybody got anything else?
I don't think so.
Appreciate it, Tony. Appreciate you having us on,
Anytime.
man.
What's the one thing you guys would tell a rookie? He's just getting started. What's the one piece of advice you're going to give him?
I'd say keep after it. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
can be frustrating. So I can remember when I was new and missing shit. And
Yep.
trying to
Keep
figure
after it and
everything
watch
out.
the wind.
Watch the wind.
I guess. Do you guys carry wind meters or anything? I know you get them little handheld deals. I didn't know.
No, I mean I shoot. So the farther out stuff, like I kind of got to put some wind on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I shoot enough PRS that I can kind of get a half-ass judge. I mean, I'm not shooting a 6-inch target at 600 yards. I'm shooting
Right.
a coyote at 600 yards.
Right.
So,
Which is still impressive. I mean, I couldn't do it.
but
I mean,
you have a lot more windage there.
right.
I can hold on its ass or hold on its chest, and
Right.
you know if the wind's left to right, right to left, and all that good stuff. But
Yep.
yeah, it's It just I don't know what I'd tell. Just like Ozzy said, keep after it. We've hunted nights where we just had our ass kicked, called in maybe 2 or 3 coyotes. And I'm like, man,
you know what you're doing, and you
If
don't.
I was just starting out, I'd be so discouraged right now.
if you didn't know
And
how
I'm
good it
like,
could be.
I feel like we're pretty decent at this game. We've played it a lot, and then you got nights you go out and you kill 15 dogs.
Yeah.
And that's when it's really fun. You're having fun. But when we killed 15 last Saturday
weekend,
or last
yep.
Friday, we didn't see a coyote until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, if you're hunting during the week, you go out at dark and you got to work the next day. You've hunted 5 hours and haven't seen a coyote, and you're like, well, they weren't
Yes.
moving last night. Well, they were moving, but they started moving about 10:30.
Yeah.
You know,
Makes sense.
I guess what I'd say is be patient. I think I've grown a lot over the years through hunting with these guys and other guys. You know, let them come in. Don't try to control your nerves. Don't get the jitters, the big buck
Yeah.
jitters, I call it. And
yeah, we some guys, of course, they get a new thermal scope. They want to post it on Facebook. That's great. Local guy here, I'm not going to say his name, but they were just running right at him. He just starts. Just starts flying.
and just start.
It's like
I'm like,
the Danny DeVito meme where he's like, so I just started blasting. That's what it reminded me of. I was like,
Yep.
man,
Yep.
don't do that.
a lot easier to kill when they're standing
Yep.
still than they are moving.
And you do got to watch the thermals. Standifer might have heard this story. I know Ozzy hasn't. So, friend of ours south of Sturgeon, him and my brother both got thermal scopes. This probably been 3-4 years ago now. And we was at deer camp one night, and everybody that come in there wanted to show them thermal scopes. Man, come outside, check this out, check this out. And I mean, it was everybody. I mean, they must took them guns outside 15 times that night. So finally, by midnight, 1 o'clock, everybody
Getting pretty liquored
had
up.
pretty good load on, and they was standing there in the front yard, and he had a great big maple tree or whatever there through the yard, and he was looking up through there through his scope. They both were. My brother said, "God damn, I think there's a coon up in that tree." Man, the old other guy, he pulls his up. He said, "Yeah, I think you're right." He said, "I can see it." He's like, "Shoot that sumbitch." So all at once, boom, and the lights go down, and the whole farm is this transformer.
Transformer. Oh,
Oopsies.
Yep. Number one rule: know your target.
Exactly. Know your target. And he has not lived that down to this day.
Yeah.
Oh my
That'd be
god.
Every time I see him, I think I still.
I guess
Sure
that'd be
he is.
another good piece of advice for rookies. Know what the hell you're shooting at.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. especially, nowadays with a lot of the weaponry that's out there. I mean, shit travels a long way.
Sure.
Yeah, your background, your houses, your cows.
Yeah, roads, everything.
Use a good caliber. I see a lot of guys run the smaller calibers, and I'm not 204s, 223s. I'm not a fan of them. They don't seem like they get the job done.
Well, and I think a lot of people don't realize some of this stuff. And so I'm not a gun guy at all. I mean, got a gun shop there on the farm, but that's not my department. But I'll hear guys coming in, they buy an AR-15, they want a scope for it. And it's like, well, how far are you going to shoot, And they're like, oh, I'm going to be shooting coyotes up to 400 or 500 yards. And it's like, no, you're not.
Right.
I don't think they don't get their distance right.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but there's definitely a skill set there that a lot of guys do not have.
For sure.
I'm not saying they can't have it, but a lot of guys.
A lot of work. Anything takes work.
You're not jumping out of your truck, jumping across the road ditch, and shooting a coyote at 400 yards with a shoulder gun.
So with a 300-yard zero on my 25-06, I think I'm still at 60 inches of drop at 600.
Yeah.
So you got to know how far that coyote is and what your drop is and your ballistics of your gun. I've heard guys say, I leaned the 243 out there across the truck hood, and he's 660 running, and I just folded him like, no, you fucking idiot. I could have called it an airstrike and killed that son of a bitch, probably,
Yeah.
And the bullets, so this year, the ammo shortage has really got a lot of guys using not optimum bullets, and I've seen it on Facebook, and you can't argue with anybody because everybody's smarter than you. But guys, don't be shooting full metal jacket, 55 grain, 223 bullets on frozen ground.
Nope, them son of a bitches will go forever.
We were plinking around, shooting tannerite one time, and had some tracers, and it was getting dark. And we was shooting up into a gradual hill about 80 yards away at some tannerite, and one of them tracers hit it, and I watched that sumbitch come up, hit a tree branch, and go across the river bottom.
Yeah.
And I gained so much respect for them bullets. If you're shooting a light jacketed varmint bullet and it hits frozen ground or hits mud, it explodes, or maybe a lead core that still does a little something, but for the most part it's done. If you're shooting a full metal jacket and it hits anything but a mud hole, that son of a bitch doesn't stop.
Yep.
If there's a house a half mile away and you shoot a coyote, I don't care if the coyote's 30 degrees off from that house and that bullet hits and it hits a dirt clod, it could go straight towards that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really be careful. There was a guy shot here 2 years ago, coyote hunting with some friends.
Yeah.
Luckily, he didn't get killed just because they were in a weed patch looking for a coyote they'd shot. And
moral of the story,
shit happens.
Don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Don't send your partner down range to pick up a coyote and still have a gun in your hand.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I think a lot of gun safety. There's been some local guys here talking. Yeah. Pro tip of the day.
Pro tip. That's it right there.
Remove head from ass. But there's some local guys here, and I'm not going to sit here, but they've been talking about, when they started getting into it, let's go hunting one night, and I show up to their house, pick them up, and they grab a cooler, and they're like, you want a beer? And I'm like, we're not drinking it. No.
Yeah.
You don't mix.
Nope.
I'm not a big fan of mixing firearms and shoot. I mean, if you're...
I've actually never drank a beer.
But
when I went hunting,
we're not. I'm not night hunting.
No.
I'm not going to stop at the bar and drink 3 beers and then go. I'm not doing it. You don't do it.
I like my beer as anybody else, but
There's too much shit that can go wrong.
Yep. Well, and you know as well as I do, if I'm a game warden, I'm driving around, I see this truck pulled in an area, and I see some guys out.
That's what you want to do is explain to him why you're fucking.
Yeah, so here we are drunk. Okay, so here's a DUI. Now you got firearms, and it don't get much dumber.
Plumb stupid.
Yeah. I mean, accidents could happen too easily anyway. It's dark. You can't see, loading, unloading guns in and out of the truck.
Yep.
I mean, you got to be careful, know where your weapon's pointed.
No reason.
And then if you're shooting full metal jacket bullets on frozen ground, I'd hate to even think of where that bullet's going.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a newcomer and you don't know a whole lot about rifles, just take this piece of advice. Do not shoot full metal jackets hunting.
Yeah.
Shoot it into a berm or somewhere that's going to stop that bullet.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure you're shooting machine guns with Kevin. You've seen it.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah, stuff gets out of hand in a hurry.
Try not to be the safety police here. But
but
it worries me.
Yeah. Because once again, it'll ruin it for everybody else.
Well, I guess we should say around here, we live where it's fairly flat and it's mile sections. Mm-hmm. Every mile east and west there's a road, every mile north and south. So on every mile, you have houses.
Right.
It doesn't take much for a bullet, when it hits the ground and goes up 90, 100 feet in the air, to go a mile.
You would be hard-pressed in this immediate area to get more than a half a mile from a house.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you really would.
Yeah,
I mean, there's houses everywhere, even though it's country. You don't go very far and there's a house.
Yeah. And you get a little farther south in Effingham County, there's no way I'd want to hunt down there.
No.
There's too many houses.
Because I'm telling you right now, I know how Illinois is. The first person that gets shot sitting in their living room from an idiot that was hunting coyotes.
There she
It's
goes.
done.
It's done.
So we were up north one night, up by Tuscola, and we had shot one coyote and then two more coyotes about 400 yards apart.
And it's killing three.
Yeah, two dogs and one dog came in. So I had dragged my dog back, and him and another guy were dragging theirs, and I'm sitting on the tailgate of my truck, swinging my legs, waiting for them to get back. Here comes cherries and berries like we just fucking robbed a bank, you know.
Oh, we're talking.
And about that time, Nate walks up there. So all the guns are in the cases, they're in the truck, everything's legal. So Nate goes walking up there. She pulls her pistol. Get back at your vehicle.
I just walked up to the police car and said, "Hey, we're just cow hunting."
Yeah,
right.
So here comes another one. So it's two women. Two women. They have no idea what the law is. They're like,
Was they good looking?
No.
They're like, what are you guys doing? We're like, we're out coyote hunting. You can do that? Yeah. Oh, okay. They didn't even know what the law was. They're like, well, this guy over here
said my scene on Pornhub.
This guy over here. Pizza delivery. Come over here, step bro.
I swear Pornhub thinks I'm into fucking incest.
Well, they looked at you.
They would think your parents were if they looked at you.
I can't even argue it myself.
So they're like, this guy says bullets are hitting his house. This fowl's half mile, 3/4 away. It's half section away.
What are you shooting that direction?
We're shooting south. He's due west of where we were standing. That bullet did not do a 90-degree turn and go at his house. So we're like, he heard gunfire, which I don't know how. I don't know how these guys, with your heater on at night and you're in bed, the rifles aren't that loud.
I'm not hearing it if I'm in bed.
Right.
So we're like, no, we're coyote hunting, Was that legal? Yes. Okay. Well, we don't know what to do here. We're like, do you want to see your hunting license and identification? Yeah, I guess. So here they are. Okay, well, you guys have a good night. We could have been fucking murdering people out there in that field.
And they wouldn't have
Yeah,
known.
just, so. I mean, when they pulled up,
It came up on us like,
tires squalling sideways in the road, cherries and berries, spotlights, like
real deal.
I guess, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck is going on?"
I know cops have to show authority and whatnot, but if I roll up on guys in a truck and they're all dressed in camo, I'm not just going to get out and start whipping my pistol out until I find out a little more as to what's going on.
I don't want this to sound the wrong way because it would never come to this. But any cop that pulls up on somebody coyote hunting is probably outgunned.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
We can see them and they can't see us.
Right.
If I don't want to sound like there ever be an issue like that, but a lot of firepower out there in that field.
Like I say, don't come up like they did, being all jumpy and pulling pistols.
Yeah, and we've heard guys talk, cops will show up and they'll walk them out in the field and say, hey, here's a setup. Oh, that's badass. That's cool as shit,
And after these instances, we've had a few more than that, but we usually text our local deputies. And say,
sure. Well, not now because they've all quit.
They've all quit. Before they went, some buddies, we'd send them a text, hey, we're going to be hunting in southeast part of Shelby County. Somebody calls in, text me or call me, say, hey, was that you hunting? Just better to be up front with that shit.
Yep.
More times than not, they have other issues.
Yeah, they'll text us, hey, we got shots fired.
Yeah.
Call. Are you guys out in such and such area? Yeah, that's us. Okay, we'll not worry about it.
They've got to deal with meth heads beating on their old legs.
Which at 2 o'clock in the morning, you could drive a bulldozer into my living room and I wouldn't know.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm not.
So I don't know how these people are.
What are they doing? They got to have bad prostrate. Got to be a fucking something. But.
For sure.
That one old boy down there, where we got a mag dump in that one time. He said his wife fell out of bed. What? Remember? The painted tournament, we killed 4 coyotes. And he's like, hey, man, maybe give me a little more heads up next time. We was a long way from his house. But he said we started shooting. His wife jumped up out of bed and fell out of bed. Down there by Okanee.
I'm trying to remember this
The painted tournament were super windy.
It's terrible.
we went back there a year later, and
There's the old barn and shit right there.
I can't remember. Anyway, you said he texted you the next day. I scared the shit out of me. So I have no idea how she heard it. Good for her. Her hearing's a lot better than mine. But we try not to wake people up.
Right.
So, JB Pritzker, if you're listening to Tony's podcast, which I'm sure he does.
Oh, I know he does.
Yeah,
for sure.
Same values as the rest of us.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cans, silencers on the end of guns.
Yep.
Helps our hearing, doesn't wake up the neighbors.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It don't make no sense in Illinois. If you got loud pipes on your truck, you get a ticket. It's too loud. But when you want to put a muffler on your gun, no, we got to have it loud.
Yeah, that's a good valid.
Oh, we've hunted in states where you can have cans, and it's so great. It's
amazing.
It's so
It's
awesome.
just, the ear, not having to wear ear protection.
It really is a safety issue.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think in Europe, silencers are mandatory.
Oh yeah, you can just everybody has them.
I mean, there's going to come a point in time, 20 years down the road, we all want to meet up for coffee one morning. We're not going to be able to hear each other.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm trying to get work to pay for that, so don't say that to you.
Yeah.
That's from Impact's, definitely not. Nace 243, a foot for my ear going off. Yeah.
I've got motherfucked from these guys. I can't tell you how many times.
I would imagine.
Swinging on a coyote and God damn it!
Yep.
They just back up. It's just not even worth it.
Well, I think we've about covered it all. These guys, you're not really going to find much, on their pages on TikTok and Facebook. All that shit's censored so bad.
I tried to do the gun deal.
Yeah. But if you guys would like to learn more about this or got a place to hunt, you can reach out to me or you can find Nathan. He is on TikTok under Bullets and Mullets. Ozzy, are you on TikTok? What's your
Snapchat.
I
don't even fool with TikTok.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
watch it, but I don't really do anything on there. Yeah.
Yep. So
it's too fucking liberal for me.
Yeah, exactly. But you can get a hold of us. If you guys want to talk more about this, I can put you in touch with these guys. If you got any questions, need tips, want to know where they get their gear, they can hook you up with all that stuff.
I can tell you gear right now is Nuggets Night Vision. He sells scopes, tripods, culls. It's a one-stop shop.
Yep.
So, and he sells his own tripods, and he also sells, I think, 2 vets now.
He's got several different options. Yeah, for sure.
So,
nice.
And he sells 4 or 5 different brands of scopes. I mean, he's got a nice setup.
Okay.
He sells Fox Pro, and I think Lucky Duck, maybe.
Pretty well got anything you need.
Yep.
So. Okay, good. Well, we'll cut her off right there. And if there's any questions you guys got, just leave the comments on the YouTube channel where this airs or anywhere else. We'll get everybody hooked up. And if you got ground in Kentucky, let us know.
Anywhere. Kentucky.
Or anywhere. Okay.
Kentucky, Missouri are next
Kentucky,
to.
Kansas.
There you
we'll go anywhere and kill the fuck out of
Mississippi, though.
Have
Perfect.
ammo, will travel.
Okay.
Have ammo, will travel.
Don't be a fucking idiot.
That's right. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.